word reaches us of a battle on the distant shores of the old world. A great evil has apparently risen in the east, the Chaos Dwarves of Hashut. They have risen up in the Dark Lands, intent on dominating the whole world in the name of their god. We do not pay much attention at first, for those lands are far from our homes, and many powers would surely try and stop them. The first such power is Grimgor Ironhide, one of the greatest warriors of the Greenskins. He has raised a rebellion against his Chaos Dwarf masters, a rebellion that has brought some of them freedom, even if many were returned in chains. Grimgor is chased to Saber Mountain by the armies of the Chaos Dwarves, led by Ironhand and Zatan the Black. There, aided by the great power of Kolek Sunita, they shall fight to end the threat of the Greenskins to their empire. Grimgor's death at Saber Mountain emboldens the Chaos Dwarves. They part ways with Kolek and strike as hard and as fast as they can across the entire Dark Lands, with none seemingly able to stop them. In desperation, a group of leaders gather to try and stem the tide. Prince Imric with the might of Calador behind him, Tretch Craventail of the Ratmen, and Helmund Gorst of the Vampire Counts form an uneasy, and dare I say it, completely mad alliance. With all of their troops and all of their might, they launch a coordinated strike at the Black Fortress, hoping perhaps that they might be able to seize this key stronghold between west and east of the Chaos Dwarves before their northern armies arrive. But the Ashen commander of the south is not impressed. He rallies his legion and strikes hard and fast, looking to annihilate his enemies in one single blow. So it shall be that the fate of the Dark Lands shall be decided here, beneath the walls of the Black Fortress itself. The battle in the Darklands turns into a slaughter. Of those that fought, we only know that Imric survived, carrying with him a dire warning for any that will hear. This warning strikes like thunder across the world, urging them into action. none more so than the dwarves of Everpeak. High King Thorgrim Grudgebearer calls for vengeance against their fallen kin, for the shame they brought on all dwarves with their atrocities. He declares that no pure dwarf will stand to allow any of theirs to serve the dark gods of chaos. Thus, a huge throng from the Silver Road and Slayer Keep marches into the mountain, passes to the east, to stem the tide of chaos and purge their fallen kin before Hashut gains dominance over the world. Tsar Boris the Red joins them with the armies of Kislev behind him, while Vlad von Karstein throws his undead legions into the fray. Man, dwarf and undead shall remove the taint of chaos, or die trying in the attempt, such is the oath of the High King. Among this huge host stand the two greatest heroes of the age, Gortrek and Felix, determined to help stem the tide of chaos at any price. In response, Ironhand, the Black and the Ashen take to the field together, gathering all of their strength, all of their magic, and all of their artillery, and massing it in the Deadrock Gap to force open the way to the west. They will not allow their feeble kin to stand in their path to glory. Hashut will have his victory, no matter the cost. Dwarf will fight dwarf in the battle that will determine the fate of their entire race, on whether they shall be a free people or forever bound by the chains of chaos. Victory! After many long generations, the Chaos Dwarves have finally gained vengeance against their lesser kin. The dwarves are enslaved en masse, forced to fight in the name of Hashut as the god of fire gains control over the entire World's Edge Mountains. Indeed, as the lords of the Chaos Dwarves claim it, they have become the unquestioned masters of the East. But there are those who will not stand for such insolence. The Grand Alliance of the East is annihilated in open battle, with the whole of Grand Cathay falling under the control of Chaos. The rats retreat underground, while the Dragon Emperor abandons the world with his children. It seems as if there is no one that can stop or even slow the never-ending tide of the Chaos Dwarves, who feel more and more confident in their ultimate victory.